Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture on Amazon Elastic Block Store, Amazon EBS. So what is Amazon Elastic Block Store? One, high performance block storage for EC2. Amazon EBS provides scalable storage that can be attached to EC2 instances, acting like a local hard drive but with cloud benefits. Second, manage volumes and snapshots. Offers storage volumes for file storage and snapshots for backups, facilitating data protection and recovery. Third, multiple volume types for performance and cost. Different volume types are available to optimize storage according to the application requirements, balancing cost and performance. Fourth, scalable and dynamic volume management. Flexibility to adjust volume size and performance characteristics dynamically, supporting changing demands without downtime. Fifth, data encryption for security. Secure data with encryption, protecting data at rest and in transit between instances and volumes. Sixth, high availability and durability. Built-in redundancy ensures data is replicated within an availability zone, minimizing the risk of data loss. Seventh, low-cost data archiving options. EBS Snapshot Archive allows for cost-effective long-term storage of snapshots for compliance or other purposes. So features of Amazon EBS. First, multiple volume types for varied workloads. So SSD backend for transactional workloads and HDD hard drive backend for throughput intensive tasks, optimizing storage performance and cost. Second, scalability and dynamic management. Elastic volumes allow for capacity and performance tuning without downtime, meeting changing needs. Third, backup and recovery capabilities. EBS Snapshot facilitate easy data backup and migration across AWS services, enabling quick volume restoration or data transfer. Fourth, data protection with encryption. Encryption for volumes and snapshots on EC2 servers secures data at rest and in transit, ensuring high security levels. Fifth, high availability and durability. So IO2. So input output 2, this is something IO2 block express volumes offers up to 99.999% durability with data automatically replicated across multiple servers in an availability zone. And sixth, cost effective data archiving. EBS Snapshot Archive provides a low cost solution for archiving snapshots required for regulatory compliance or future projects. Okay, let's see what are Amazon EBS volumes. So we have discussed about the service. Now we'll see the volume. What are they specifically? So first, durable block level storage device. An EBS volume can be attached to instances functioning like a physical hard drive. Second, flexibility in operations. Supports dynamic operations such as increasing size, modifying IOPS, and changing volume types on live volumes on live volumes. Third, primary storage for frequent updates. Ideal for system drives or database storage requiring regular updates. Fourth, supports throughput intensive applications. Suitable for applications that perform continuous disk scans. And fifth, variety of volume types for performance and cost. So it offers multiple types: general purpose SSD, provisioned IOPS SSD, throughput optimized HDD, cold HDD, and magnetic volumes, catering to diverse application needs. General purpose SSD, we have something called as GP2 and GP3. Those are the technical terms to refer them. Provisioned IOPS SSD, they are referred as IO1 and IO2. Throughput optimized HDD, they are referred as ST1, and cold HDD, they are referred as SC1, and magnetic standard. Okay, Amazon EBS volume lifecycle overview. So first is creation. So you start by either creating a volume from EBS Snapshot or an empty volume. So you create volume from pre-existing snapshot, like you may have taken it like a backup or some snapshot, or you create an empty volume. Then second part is attachment. Attach the newly created volume to an EC2 instance in the same availability zone. So you attach it to some EC2 instance, because it's like a physical hard drive. If you just imagine like this, like a hard drive. So you buy a hard drive and you attach it to your laptop, for example. Then third, utilization. Now you can attach multiple volumes to a single instance for added storage. So of course you attach to one, but in same EC2 you can attach multiple volumes also. So that's how you utilize it. So in this you attach volumes to multiple instances. Fourth, reattachment. So if you want to detach from B to C or C to D, then detach the volume if needed and reattach to a different EC2 instance. Then fifth step is like modification. So you can adjust volume size or performance as storage needs change. So you can change the volume size or the performance, like you can change the characteristics. Then sixth, backup. So create point in time backups by taking snapshots. So you take volume, you can take a backup. So backup will basically create another snapshot. And seventh, you have deletion. So delete volumes when no longer needed to avoid further storage costs. So because it contains snapshot or volume contains storage. So if you have not taken snapshot or you are not attaching it, you no longer need. So you can then delete it. So save on cost. Okay, Amazon EBS snapshot. Now we'll look in detail about some characteristics of EBS snapshots. So first, you can back up the data on your Amazon EBS volumes by making point-in-time copies known as Amazon's EBS snapshot. And you have incremental backup technology. Snapshot save only the data blocks that have changed since the last snapshot, optimizing both the time needed for creation and storage cost. Second, users' role in snapshot creation. So it's crucial for users to regularly create snapshots or set up automatic creation for data protection and disaster recovery. Third, storage of snapshots in Amazon S3. Snapshots are securely stored in Amazon S3, although direct access via S3 console or API is not allowed. So this is stored in Amazon S3 when you take a snapshot, but you cannot directly go and through console or API you cannot modify those directly. But this is just for your information that the snapshot basically is point-in-time copy are stored in S3. Then restoration from snapshots. Creating a new EBS volume from a snapshot results in an exact replica of the original volume with immediate usability as data loads in the background. Then fifth, background data loading. Accessing data not yet loaded triggers immediate download from S3, ensuring no downtime in data availability. Sixth, important user responsibility. AWS does not automatically back up EBS volumes. Managing snapshots is essential for data resilience and it's a user's responsibility. Seventh, tracking snapshot status. CloudWatch events can be used to monitor the progress and status of EBS snapshots. Eighth, application consistent snapshots. For Windows instances, VSS allows for taking snapshot. So it's like a version control system. VSS allows taking snapshot. It's VSS is a technology for version control, similar to version controlling. So VSS allows taking snapshots without needing to power down, preserving application data integrity. Then ninth, multi-volume snapshots. Enables consistent snapshot across multiple EBS volumes for complex or critical workloads without stopping the instance. Then 10th, snapshot pricing. Charges are based on the amount of data stored, with cost potentially unchanged by deletion due to the incremental nature of snapshots. Okay, encryption support for these snapshots. First, automatic encryption for new snapshots. New Amazon EBS snapshots are automatically encrypted at rest using Amazon EBS default encryption mechanism, ensuring data protection right from the start. Second, conversion for existing snapshots. provides the capability to encrypt existing snapshots with ease, enabling a seamless transition to fully encrypted snapshot inventory. Integration with AWS Key Management Service (KMS) utilizes AWS KMS for managing encryption keys, offering robust security and control over encryption keys used to encrypt snapshots. Fourth, transparent data encryption ensures data encryption occurs transparently to the user without altering the way snapshots are accessed or restored. Then fifth, enhanced data security and compliance. By encrypting snapshots, Amazon EBS helps in meeting compliance requirements and enhances the overall security posture of your cloud environment. Okay, now let's see Amazon EBS snapshot lifecycle. First is snapshot creation. So generate a snapshot from an EBS volume. Second, volume restoration. Use snapshot to create new EBS volume. 3. Snapshot copying. Copy snapshot within the same region or across different region. 4th, snapshot sharing. Share snapshots with other AWS accounts either publicly or privately. So you can do from this also, like you take a snapshot, you can share with another account also. Then 5th, volume creation from shared snapshot. So once you have a snapshot copied, so it's possible to create EBS volume from the shared snapshot, or you can copy shared snapshot in again in the some more snapshot. And 6th, copying shared snapshot. Accounts can also copy shared snapshot into their own account, so they can create a copy from here to here actually. Then final is 7th step is snapshot archiving. So archive snapshots not needed for immediate access to reduce storage cost. So you can archive it, for example, something like S3 Glacier or S3. You can, or you can just create a simple archive tier. Okay. So this is the whole EBS snapshot lifecycle. So now we'll talk about Amazon Data Lifecycle Manager. So it's a tool for managing EBS snapshot lifecycle. So first, automate snapshot lifecycle. Amazon Data Lifecycle Manager automates the whole process of creating, retaining, and deleting snapshot, simplifying the lifecycle management of EBS volume snapshots. Second, schedule-based policies allow users to define policies based on specific schedules for snapshot creation and retention, ensuring snapshots are taken and retained according to the organizational needs. Third, retention management for snapshots provides detailed control over the retention period of snapshots, enabling efficient storage management and cost optimization by automatically deleting old snapshots. Fourth, ensures compliance and data protection, helps in maintaining compliance with data protection policies by automating snapshot creation and retention, safeguarding against data loss. And fifth, integration with Amazon EBS snapshots. So seamlessly integrates with Amazon EBS, enabling automated lifecycle management of snapshot for EBS volumes, enhancing data availability and protection. Okay, how Amazon Data Lifecycle Manager works. So first, policies. Policies in Amazon Data Lifecycle Manager defines the backup creation and retention rules. These can specify the backup resource type, snapshot or EBS backed AMIs, target resources, instances or EBS volumes, creation frequency, retention duration, and any additional actions like archiving or tagging. Then second, policy schedules. So custom policies only. Custom policies may include up to 4 schedules, allowing for backups at different frequency, for example daily, weekly, within a single policy. This helps in managing multiple backup frequencies without needing separate policies for each. Then target resource tags, custom policies only. Custom policies use tags to identify which resources to backup. So this means you can specify tags to target specific instances or volumes for backup operations, providing greater control over what gets backed up. Then fourth, snapshots. Snapshots are incremental backups that save only the data changed since the last snapshot. They are a cost-effective way to preserve data history as deleting a snapshot only removes the data unique to it, not the entire history. Then fifth, EBS backed AMIs. Amazon Machine Images AMIs provide the necessary information to launch instances. Data Lifecycle Manager supports the automation of EBS backed AMIs, which includes snapshots for each attached EBS volume. Then sixth, Amazon Data Lifecycle Manager tags. System generated tags are applied to snapshots and AMIs created by policies, helping distinguish them from those created by other means. These include tags for policy ID, schedule name, expiration time, and whether it is managed, archived, or created with scripts. Okay, Amazon CloudWatch matrix for Amazon EBS. So first, real-time performance monitoring. Amazon CloudWatch provides real-time monitoring of EBS volumes, enabling immediate visibility into their performance and operational health. Second, comprehensive matrix suite offers a wide range of metrics including volume, read, write, bytes, IOPS, and latency to help assess performance of EBS volumes comprehensively. Third, insight into volume performance. These metrics provide deep insights into the performance characteristics of EBS volumes, facilitating data-driven decision making. Fourth, alarms for proactive issue resolution. CloudWatch alarms can be configured based on specific metrics to notify users about potential issues before they impact operations. And fifth, integration with AWS services. Seamlessly integrates with other AWS services, enhancing monitoring capabilities and enabling a holistic view of AWS resource performance. Okay, next is Amazon Event Bridge for Amazon EBS. So first, real-time event-driven architecture. Amazon Event Bridge enables a serverless event bus that connects application data from various sources, facilitating real-time event-driven architecture for Amazon EBS. So this automates EBS snapshot workflows, streamlines the automation of EBS snapshot creation, deletion, and lifecycle management through event patterns, simplifying backup and restore processes. Third, integrates with AWS services, seamlessly connect with AWS Lambda, SNS, SQS, and other AWS services for extensive workflow automation and response to EBS events. Fourth, custom event pattern matching allows for the definition of custom event patterns to trigger specific workflows or actions based on EBS activities, offering precise control over event handling. Then fifth, enhanced monitoring and alerting improves the ability to monitor EBS volume status and performance metrics, enabling proactive alerting and response to significant events or anomalies. Okay, last is AWS CloudTrail for Amazon EBS. First, comprehensive activity logging. So this is for auditing and all, CloudTrail. So AWS CloudTrail records every API call made to Amazon EBS, providing a detailed log of actions such as volume creation, modification, and deletion. Second, track API calls and user activity. Enables tracking of who made what API call at what time, offering insights into user activities and potential unauthorized actions. Third, enhance security and compliance. Maintaining an audit trail of all actions performed on EBS volume helps in meeting security and compliance requirements by providing evidence of access and changes. Fourth, integration with monitoring tools. CloudTrail logs can be integrated with Amazon CloudWatch and other monitoring tools for real-time analysis and alerting on specific events or anomalies. Fifth, analyze and react to events. So this facilitates the analysis of event patterns and setup of automated responses to specific events, improving operational response times and security incident handling. And that's all. Thanks for watching.